What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mel here for another classic review. So today, like I mentioned before, after I did Mickey, I'm doing Recess. So we're doing Recess, boys, and this is Recess Christmas Miracle on 3rd Street. Yeah, no, they did a little gag with the film The Miracle on 34th Street, but 3rd Street. So yeah, this was a direct-to-video anime compilation film. It was released on VHS and DVD on November 6th of 2001. And it comprises of the 4 episodes from the series Recess, including the Christmas special, Yes, Mikey, Santa Does Shave. It was followed by the other 2, which one from 2003 called Recess Taking the 5th Grade and Recess All Grown Down. Which, like I explained, these were the last 2 were the ones that closed and made the final of Recess, the entire series. I think it was Recess Taking 5th Grade was the final one. The final conclusion of the series. Says all of them now going to 5th grade. And Recess All Grown Down talks about their days during kindergarten. A kind of funny tidbit that Gus was actually with them in kindergarten and then moved away and then came back in the 4th grade. Weird, huh? I don't know how they remember, but well, you're little. Sometimes you forget. But yeah. Before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? If so, well, till the end, because there's an actual song here, which is actually pretty funny. So yeah. It takes place during a winter day where we have Principal Prickly, Miss Croaky, and Miss Finster heading home during a snowstorm. Which, of course, they get stuck. And during the time, they remember the times when TJ and his friends, let's just say, Prickly blames it on TJ and the gang, including Muriel as well. And what were these episodes? Well, these episodes complied Principal for a Day, The Great Can Drive, Weekend at Muriel's, and the Christmas Special. And oh boy, these ones were good ones. How so? Well, let's start with Principal for a Day. If you might know, it's like Boss for a Day, but being Principal. Let's just say this was the plot of Miss Finster and Principal Prickly to turn TJ into a mini version of Principal Prickly and to enforce rule and make him a bit unpopular. And this episode came out on February 27th, 1999. It was between the episodes Dance Lessons and Beauty Contest. And what was the plot? Let's say during the episode Recess, Menlo is taking the last entries of Principal for a Day contest, and of course, Randall hands out a whole box full of them. Meanwhile, the 4th graders playing football, kickball, against the 5th graders, which of course TJ is up. Let's just say, he's using a new invention of Gretchen's, which are giant metal shoes, which give them a better velocity of kicking and an easy home run. Which, of course, it did, but unfortunately, it breaks Principal Prickly's window. Which, of course, he's about to try to leave, but Miss Finster catches him and sends him to the office. Which, of course, Principal Prickly makes him fill out an incident report and dismisses him, which is the red file. Which, of course, after TJ leaves, Miss Finster believes that TJ will make a good candidate for Principal for a Day, which, of course, Prickly thinks she's nuts after he broke the window. But Miss Finster then recalls that Menlo was worse than TJ before he was randomly chosen for Principal for a Day. Which we have a flashback of Menlo as living hell, like literally causing havoc. Even jumping in the mud, which mud falls right in Miss Finster's face. And we see Menlo delivering Prickly his cup of coffee or tea, which, in other words, it's kind of like Delightfulation, but different. And so, Principal Prickly, you know what I'm saying. And Principal Prickly recalls that his behavior improved dramatically after that. So, he and Miss Finster envisioned how a day between him and PJ would change him too. So Prickly then worries about him not being picked And Fister told him that she see to it that he's picked. AK, they stuffed the ballots with TJ's name. I think they asked Millen to do it as well. Which, of course... Oh, boy. It's actually... Of course, this is going to be pretty funny. Prickly then worries about him not being picked, like I said before. But during the assembly, Miss Croaky announces TJ as the winner, just as Randall was about to accept the honor, much to his disappointment, and everyone cheers like, oh, so then those boxes are just full of Randall's name. But instead, let's just say Randall wanted to be in control, but yeah, nice try, Snitch. Next day, TJ arrives at school with a crowd of kids waiting to greet him, and he goes into the principal Prickly's office and makes the morning announcement with kids-friendly flavors, including all-day recess. Principal Prickly then commends TJ on his excellent leadership skill, but then Miss Lemon tells them that a student was caught breaking one of TJ's rules. Which, of course, TJ says that he just overlooked it, but Principal Prickly changes his opinion on the matter. And guess who that was? Lawson. And of course, opinion on the matter, TJ, not wanting Principal Prickly to doubt on his leadership skills, decided to tell Miss Lemon to send him in. And the offender is none other than Lawson. Lawson comes in assuming he'd get a reward for breaking TJ's rules of no sharing gum, but instead receives detention and is dismissed by TJ. After Lawson left, fell silent, and Principal Prickly, concerned, told him about the first time he had to give a detention. But TJ said he liked giving detentions, but then Principal Prickly praised TJ for his leadership skills and showed him his secret mini golf game under the rug in his office, and let him play on it. However, after he was distracted while making his putt, Principal Prickly said that the students should be back in class so he can focus more, and TJ agrees, which of course he then makes another announcement on the PA, telling everyone that recess is now over by sending the students back into class. Then Prickly praises TJ for his move. Afterwards, he tells TJ that if he wants to be a good principal, he will need to change his image because of the respect is measured by the price of one man's suit. And he shows TJ his wardrobe of suits, which TJ loves very much. Principal Prickly has a wardrobe of suits like he's James Bond or the President of the United States, which is pretty funny that he's just a principal. He has a hidden mini putt-putt under his rug and a walk-in closet. The hell. But of course, afterwards, he tells TJ that if he wants to be a good principal, well, so later at lunch, TJ makes an announcement reciting all his earlier rules and replaces them with new ones, and says any violation of those rules will carry severe punishment, which of course, after that, Principal Prickly, are receiving a massage until TJ gets a page from Miss Lemon telling him that they caught a 6th grader running in the hall. He confronts the kid and forces him to sign a form to be put in the Prickly file. But as he does, TJ sees himself in the kid. After Prickly dismisses the kid, he commends TJ on a job well done. I think I mentioned in the lunchroom, while his friends were talking about him, Gus points out, and they see TJ looking like a mini version of Principal Prickly. And you see Miss Fester smiling like, success. Oh boy. Of course. But TJ looks sad. Principal Prickly asks him what's wrong, and TJ says that the discipline is not strict enough, and he requests his friends to be sent up to the office and asks Principal Prickly to leave so he can handle them alone. That's when he and Professor think he's gonna give him the sack. And sooner or later, after he does, TJ announces an assembly in the playground 1 hour before school is let out. Which, of course, it turns out, which turns out to be a party, sending Finster and Prickly's plans to a crumble, much to the dismay, in which Finster says, "There's always next year, sir." Oh my god. This was actually pretty funny. And that was a good episode, I tell you what. And the next episode that we're talking is The Great Can Drive. Oh boy, this is said during Thanksgiving. This is a Thanksgiving episode. Where Mikey is the only one in Miss Croaky's class who decides to collect cans for the annual can drive after the other kids dropped out. Not wanting to lose against the Ashleys again, this eventually results in a massive rivalry escalating between the classes over who collects the most cans. Oh boy. This was a war right here, I tell you what. So yeah, what about it? Okay, Miss Croaky finishes giving a history lecture on Thanksgiving. Then Principal Prickly announces, reminding everyone about the annual Thanksgiving can drive starting to help the homeless, hungry, and handicapped, etc., etc. Yeah. Adding that the winning class that collects the most cans by the weeks and receives a lovely turkey dinner. Which, of course, the class feels humiliated, but Miss Croaky informs the class that that the can drive is a fun school tradition. But TJ, Vince, Gretchen, Spinelli inform her that every year since kindergarten, the class with the Ashleys has always won the can drive, no matter how much cans the other classes have collected. And everyone knows that since they're in Miss Furley's class, that class is going to win. Miss Croaky replies that they have just as much chance of winning as the next class, and they just have to work at it. Jesus Christ, you telling me since kindergarten, the Ashleys won every drive? You tell me every class that has the Ashleys has won, and they knew they're fucked. Jeez, I know Miss Croaky's trying to be, like, peaceful, you know that, but this is the Ashleys we're talking about here. Jesus. Of course, as class exits, they can see the Ashleys with their bins of cans they already collected ahead. At first, the entire class wants to drop out of the drive, but Mikey still wants to participate. Not believing in winning or losing, as the drive begins, Mikey's classmates think he has no chance. Yeah. I would believe him, but the next day, he actually still collected more cans than Mikey, and during lunchtime, when Mikey's friends comfort him, the Ashleys taunt them for giving him advice on how to lose. The gang says for Mikey declare that they are going to beat the Ashleys in the drive. With that, they help Mikey collect more cans. However, they later see that the Ashleys are using machines to collect more of theirs. Which, remember, the Ashleys are rich, like damn rich. There's one episode you see one of them on a yacht. Literally on a yacht. How fucking rich are they? What, they just contact a cargo ship and, hey, we need more cans here. ASAP. Jesus Christ. Damn. Wait, I want to know, are there rules about how you collect the cans that you can't cheat if you're from your wealth? I don't know. I always thought about it. Is that cheating? I don't know. But the gang gets an idea on letting more kids to join in. At first, other kids, including the Swing Girls, Hustler Kid, the Diggers, and Google Kid, refuse, but are later convinced to join after the gang says that they are going to beat the Ashleys. With that, they help the gang collect a lot more cans for Miss Croaky's class. Sorry. On stage, all the cans have formed a pyramid, and a graduate student, Miss Edora Finkelstein from the 3rd Street Elementary class of 1928. Alumni student, Miss Edora from the class of 1928. Jesus Christ, what year was this? This is from 1999, so it'll make sense. that should be alive in this period. Because my grandpa was born in 1921. He passed away in 2004. Is she... Okay, she graduated 6th grade in 1928. How old was she? Like, in her 70s? Because my grandpa was in his 80s around the 2000s until he passed away in 84. So technically she has to be in her 70s at this point. Okay, holds the turkey for the winning class. However, the final result for Miss Grokey and Miss Furley's classes have each 4,362 cans, which is a tie. Disappointing both sides, except for Mikey, who says that it's perfect. Either side needs one more can to win. Which, Miss Finkelstein has a can. And soon, it becomes a tug of war between the two classes until Mikey declares both classes to put the cans together and forget about the turkey, which, as he still believes that the can drive aren't about competition and are about helping people and being generous and sharing their bounty. Let's just say, however, Mikey's words fall on deaf ears and the tug of war resumes until the can slips out of Miss Finkelstein's hands, falls to the ground, rolls towards the pyramid, and it begins to collapse, which everybody says, "Run!" Which the whole cans collapse and explode. Literally, all the cans start exploding everywhere, splaying all everywhere. As the dust settled, Mikey, furious at everyone, telling them, "This is what happens when you're selfish!" Ain't nobody, not even the homeless, is going to have a good Thanksgiving now. Yeah. When you're trying to think about more about winning and you realize the bigger picture, yeah. Mikey's the wholesome one here, and people just, they didn't listen to Mikey, and look what happened. Which, of course, the rest of the gang and the Ashleys hang their hands in shame and guilt, knowing that Mikey's right, because not only have they ruined the can drive, they ruined Thanksgiving. And Mikey have every right to live it at them. Next morning, Mikey's still downcast and disheartened. But what happened yesterday, walks in the classroom only to find it empty. The rest of the gang and the Ashleys find him, telling him that they felt really bad about what happened. So they decided to work as a team, collecting twice as much cans before. Which Spinelli got her cousin Nick from 5th Street School to help. The Diggers got help from the Social Society friends, and even Swinger Girl got help from the Swinger Convention, which impressed Mikey. If that weren't enough, the Phoeben store even got to donate a truckload of food to every homeless shelter in the city, and it's all thanks to Mikey, because, thanks to him, both Miss Crokey and Miss Furley's classes realized that working each other is better than working against each other. Just then, Principal Prickly announces the holiday toy drive is beginning the following Monday, which, here we go again. Damn. That's just crazy, I tell you what. And after that, it's the Weekend at Muriel's, and oh my god. This is a parody of like Weekend at Bernie's. But instead, what's about? Let's just, if I have the race, this one Spinelli spends a weekend at Muriel's because Miss Muriel and Spinelli's parents knew each other, which I kind of have like the gangs kind of like, she shops at a grocery store like a normal person? Oh my god. But yeah, Spinelli is upset. They're probably because the grocery store and his parents ran into Miss Finster, whom the Spinellis are apparently familiar with. They tell her that they barely have any time to go out by themselves, and of course Miss Finster volunteers letting Spinelli stay with her for the weekend, which of course they agree, and she's horrified to stay at the home of Miss Finster. Which, of course, the gang tell her that she will be okay. Miss Finster picks her up and takes a slightly more joyful attitude around her, more to her confusion. As they arrive to her home, It's very basic. Her food offerings somewhat limited. Before going to bed, Spinelli finds old photos of younger Miss Finster and Spinelli's grandmother, which is actually pretty. So we get more details that Spinelli's mother knew Miss Finster because she knew her mother, Spinelli's grandmother, and there's actually old photos. There's even photos of them doing the luau, literally, both in grass skirts and coconut bras. Jesus. If you see Miss Finster in her prime, what the fuck happened? And here's the thing. We see her in her prime during Recess School's Out in the flashback when this was when Miss Prickly was a teacher and his old friend who was the principal wanted to get rid of Recess, and yeah. He had a love interest with Miss Finster, but of course it didn't work out because he hates Recess and she loves Recess. Jesus. But of course, Miss Finster gets up early as 5 in the morning and does her series of workout routines before heading out for the day, which Spinelli is dragged along. Spinelli is slightly bothered and annoyed by various places. Miss Finster goes to such as a hair salon and pediatrist where people there all happily greet her like an old friend, which is that kind of rare. Upon return home, Spinelli makes a call to TJ complaining Miss Finster, of course. She eavesdrops and she overhears this and suddenly wonders if she truly is boring. After Spinelli watches cartoons, Finster set up a luau in the kitchen and convinces her to dance with her, which of course she wrongly does so and finds her enjoying it. The gang sneak a peek through the window and, through their shock, they see both her and Miss Finster doing a luau, both in grass skirts and coconut bras. And the gang just like, they duck down. It's like, they all agreed they never talk about this ever again with anyone. Never. Imagine you just got a call from your friend saying, I need help. And when you go check on her, look in the window, and you see her doing the luau with Miss Finster, like, and duck down. Jesus Christ. Of course, the next day, after the weekend was over, Miss Finster drops Spinelli off the school, and when she admits that latter admits that she had a fun weekend, which is say, Finster tells her that once she steps out of the car, the two of them will go back to what they once were. Which, of course, to the words, Finster gets after Spinelli for being tardy, which she actually seems to please her. Wow. And this was a pretty interesting episode, and also we get to know a bit more about Finster more. But we get more about Finster in the special of the 5th grade on Halloween when Spinelli tells her about she feels old about Halloween. Yeah, Miss Finster is enjoying Halloween, and she's an old woman dressed as a werewolf. While in class, she was a fairy princess. Ain't that weird? And finally, the Christmas special. Yes, Mikey, Santa does shave. Which, this is actually a good episode. And what year was this one? Because I gotta check. By looking at the animations, it's have to be from 90s, right? Right again. A day after Christmas. December 26th, 1998. And this was a good one. Meaning? This was the Christmas special that people would know. So what was it about? A few days before Christmas, Hank is getting ready to plow the snow, but to his displeasure, there's no snow on the ground, and the students are treated with weather like summer. The young kids on the playground are still treated it like winter, however, such as building snowmen out of sand, sled on the grass. Vince brings up the fact that when he and the rest of the Recess gang were little kids, they will get excited for Christmas season. 2. The gang all discusses what on their Christmas list, and see Mikey over by King Bob's Jungle Gym writing a list for Santa Claus. Until the bell rings, where he went to go see the tryouts for the Christmas play. Now, of course, in the auditorium, the kindergartners, Upside Down Girl, Hustler Kid, Randall, and the Ashleys are on all stage for the tryouts. At the same time, Principal Prickly is showing television producer Mr. Beam the school to see if he used it for his Christmas special, right as Mr. Beam tells Prickly that the school was likely every other school he'd been to. Mikey arrives, originally not wanting to try out and trying to get into the spirit. Mr. Beam wants him to be the Santa Claus in the play. Mikey auditions under expectation until Prickly reminds him of how he sang for the middle school music teacher, Miss Solomon. He then belts out a ho 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 in his singing voice and is chosen to play Santa. If you don't remember that episode, this is when the baritone student accidentally swallowed a bee, which of course jacked his singing voice. While Prickly and Finster try to figure out where to go find a new one, they hear singing, and guess who it is? Mikey. Of course, Mikey's shy because he only sings in the bathroom. So they bring in a middle school teacher called Miss Solomon, and he develops a crush. Unfortunately, she already has a fiance, which, yeah, it kind of broke Mikey's heart. Like, damn, I didn't realize until, well, as a kid, like, oh, he had a crush on her, until I realized she's a teacher, and he's a fourth grader, like, ooh. But it's actually a student having a crush with a teacher, a middle school teacher. But no, this is elementary. But get ahead of ourselves. After auditioning, the gang are sitting on the school jungle gym when Mikey decides to invite Santa to the play and starts composing the letter. Randall hears this and taunts Mikey for still believing in Santa Claus. GJ tells Mikey that there are kids who don't believe in Santa, but Mikey doesn't understand this. Gretchen tries to explain that an overweight man in a red suit delivering millions of presents in one night is very unlikely. And he still doesn't believe this, despite TJ's efforts to smooth him over. So, Mikey, frustrated, vows to prove Santa's existence to his friends and runs off. Gretchen laments that it's the Tooth Fairy incident all over again. It's like, wait, what? What the hell happened during the Tooth Fairy? Back at the auditorium, Miss Grokey is the choreographing the play and instructing the Ashleys' dance routine as the reindeers in the play. However, Mr. Beam is on the phone explaining the Christmas pageant to the television station owner. The gang are sitting in the audience when Mikey brings a stack of encyclopedias to show the gang that Santa is real. Vince reads about St. Nicholas and brings up the fact that he died years ago, which, remember, St. Nicholas is a patron saint around I think it's from the 10th century, I believe. Somebody correct me. I know it's way during the 900s, about that period. The 9th or 10th century. Which at the same time, the origin of Krampus as well. But we're not talking about Krampus, we're talking about Santa Claus. And let's continue, shall we? Which, of course, it's kind of funny that he died years ago. Vince, not years ago, centuries ago. Literally, he died almost like, if he died like 900 and around the 900s to the 1000s, that has to be almost 1,000 years ago. Like there, or more. I don't know. Which, of course, Gretchen reads a scientific magazine pointing out that Santa to deliver all his presents in one night means he has no time for milk and cookies, which Mikey still doesn't believe him and runs out. Later that day, the gang are at the mall in the line for meeting Santa with Mikey. Mikey runs up the mall. Santa says on his lap and asks him to do a few things for the gang to show him that he's real. However, the mall Santa can't take Mikey's weight on his leg and pushes it off. He asks Trisha, his assistant, to get his replacement, which she can't because he's on break. The gang get their Christmas photo taken with the mall Santa ripping his beer off. Mikey, however, explains that the mall Santa was just an imposter and that the real Santa is appearing in the town's Christmas parade. Yeah. But continuing, at the Christmas parade. The gang arrives at the parade, see Santa Claus in the parade. Santa talks to the kids and offers them gifts. Mikey excited, and Gus even thinking that Santa really does exist. However, when he's getting the kids candy from the back of the sleigh, his beard comes off, and it's revealed he's actually Mayor Fitzhugh, trying to get more votes. Yeah, cheap move. After the parade, Mikey hears Santa's voice on the radio and runs down the station to KXXmas Christmas. He asks the receptionist where Santa is, and she tells him Santa's not there. He runs into the recording station and sees that it was just DJ Ricky McLeod doing the voice of Santa for his radio show. Crushed, Mikey leaves in tears and decides not to appear in the play, tearing up his letter. That night, back at the school, Hank is still looking for signs of snow. People began to arrive for the Christmas pageant, and the gang decides to tell Principal Prickly that Mikey decided not to come. Before they can, Randall tells Miss Finster, who tells Prickly they decided to cast Randall as Santa. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Mikey walks down the street alone. He sits at the curb and rips up his letter to Santa. An old man at the retirement home on the same street knows Mikey, and Mikey told the man about how his friends don't believe in Santa, and the man, and guess who's playing his old man? None other than the late great James Earl Jones, and I never knew this was him. Damn, and we're near the holidays, and he passed away like in October, I believe. Yeah, he passed away around October or September. James Earl Jones. Damn, rest in peace. That man was a legend. That voice. Shit. We're losing a lot of great people in this year. Many great legends. Now, but continuing. Let's just say. Sorry. The man tells him that it doesn't matter if you can see him or not. If he believes he's real, he's real. The Christmas play starts, and each of the kids go up and say something about what they represent. Aside from the Ashleys as reindeers, Spinelli and Gretchen come up dressed as druids for winter solstice. Gus as an elf, Vince as Good King Kwanzaa, TJ as Harvey Hanukkah, and finally, Randall as Santa, which unfortunately, Randall gets stage fright when it's his turn to come up. Mr. Beam is not happy that Mikey didn't show up and attempts to switch the broadcast to school on Hawaii. Only for Prickly to tussle with him. All of a sudden, Mikey arrives as Santa on a sleigh pulled by the kindergartners dressed as elves. He and the gang began to sing White Christmas as it starts snowing outside. After the show ends, Hank throws the open door, exclaiming that it's snowing! Everyone goes outside and notices the snow. The kids begin to play it. The old man, whom Mikey met earlier, tells Mikey that he did a good job and that he was there because Mikey invited him. As the old man walks away, a piece of paper falls from his person. Mikey picks it up and calls his friends, showing them his letter to Santa, fully repaired, as it was never torn up. They get wonder who was the guy until Mikey realized he was Santa Claus. And this was revealed to the gang when they see him flying away in his sleigh, leaving them in disbelief. Gretchen is especially shocked, while Mikey is pleased that he was correct. I love that right there. And also, James Earl Jones is a legend here. Not just playing a random old man, but also revealing himself as Santa Claus. That was pretty cool. Damn. Doesn't it remind you of like... I think this happened before. I don't know which episode it was from a different series, but I can't remember. But yeah. Oh boy. But... of course, after all that, oh boy. Let's see. As Miss Croaky and Miss Spencer tells their stories about their experience with TJ and the gang, they are rescued from where they are trapped by TJ and the gang, and Prickly admits TJ and his other friends aren't that bad. To which Finster agrees, saying it makes her feel warm and fuzzy before. Oh, you think it's over? And the film ends with TJ and the gang singing their version of Jingle Bells, which is describing their classmates and teachers, which the song goes, and I quote, "Oh, jingle bells, prickly smells, Meadow's such a drag. The athlete girls flip their curls and Finster is a hag. Hey, Chris Jingle Bells, Randall tells, the kindergartner screams. What's that noise? The digger boys, for lunch they ate some beans. Oh, jingle bells, Christmas bells, 2 weeks off from school. No more books or lunch from the cooks. Holidays are cool." Yeah, I think the people who wrote this got a little inspiration from Batman the Animated Series episode Christmas with the Joker, when the Joker did his version of Jingle Bells. You know which one? Oh, Batman! Oh, jingle bells! Batman smells. Robin laid an egg. But Batman Bill lost the wheel and the Joker got away. Yeah, sorry. But still, this was a good special, especially this song here, which is damn funny. And fun fact, this version, Mikey's version of Jingle Bell, it's just released at the end credits. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool, actually. And it's kind of like people thought, oh wait, it ain't Christmas. But let's focus on episode. It's mostly focused on being trapped. I'll talk about their engagement with their feud with TJ and his friends, like we recall from Principal for a Day, the Can Drive. Weekend at Muriel's was mostly her time with Spinelli. And of course the Christmas one, which is pretty cool. It was awesome. It's kind of heartwarming that Mikey. Remember, Mikey is still a kid. He's a 4th grader, but he still believes in Santa. This is something that people need about his hope and everything. That's what most important. And there's a lot of terrible people. They're so miserable they want to tear everybody apart, so they can be miserable like them. And that's not how it works. People have their own way of enjoying Christmas with their family and friends, maintaining some traditions, including their memories of childhood from the past, and over years to next generation to the next. I find this episode pretty cool. I recommend watching this. Fun fact, you can find this movie online. Even in an archive. I checked. I already watched it. It's like 52 minutes, so yeah. If you own the VHS or DVD, or you're lucky enough to see it on TV, if they did a rerun on this, I don't know. But yeah. Me, I actually own 3 of these. The Christmas Special, Taking the 5th Grade, and All Grown Down. I was in 1st grade when this came out. I got my hands on these 3. On VHS. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think of Recess Christmas, A Miracle on 3rd Street. To me, it's pretty cool. What was your favorite segment of these? Because there were 4 episodes. You got Principal for a Day, The Can Drive, Weekend at Muriel's, and of course, the Christmas one. Yes, Mikey, Santa does shave. But until then, have a great day, everybody. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, hit the bell, like this video. And remember our goal to hit 1 million subscribers, or at least 500K. But yeah, before we go, how about one more time? But first, let me drink some water so my voice won't jacked up. Okay. Ho, ho, jingle bells, prickly smells, Menlo's such a drag. The Ashley girls flip their curls, Fencer is a hag. Ho, jingle bells, Randall tells, kindergartner scream. What's that noise? The digger boys, for lunch they ate some beans. Oh, jingle bells, Christmas bells, 2 weeks off from school. No more books or lunch from the cooks. Holiday are cool. Woo! Okay, folks. Until then, have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. Peace out. See you next time. Ciao.